Destroy the child. Corrupt them all.
Security forces out of Aden, I believe.
I read that, but I always wait because they say planning to or about.
No. But this is the thing.
Yeah.
I knew. No. The UAE is not the United States of America. It really sort of just does its own thing. Okay. And they really do that. They're almost like, honestly, they're almost like the Israel of the Gulf. You have to understand, it's a small country with limited resources, okay? It's not the biggest of the oil-producing nations in the region, yet it's got a relatively small air force compared to Saudi Arabia's, but it is modern. Like, they have it, like, while Saudi Arabia is heavily based around, like Eurofighters and F-15s, like, the UAE's air force is based around F-16s and Mirages. However, they are extremely experienced. Like, they're not like the Saudis. Like, their airstrikes actually hit real targets. They've got their battlefield intelligence down packed. Their intelligence arm, is top end. Like, the US doesn't even monitor. There's been articles that have come out about this. The UAE's intelligence is not even monitored by the US, yet the Saudis' intelligence is. So what does that go to tell you? Like, the UAE really does its own thing. And it acts as a whore for other intelligence agencies, quite frankly. It picks and chooses which ones still suit its own interests in the region. And it is mostly the lackey of Saudi Arabia. However, they're not to be underestimated. And when they said that they were pulling out of Yemen, I could believe it. But I knew, it's not like the old days, like Vietnam, where they all just got on helicopters and left. Okay?
Well, their first step, I think, was when... Do you remember when Yemen... They caught a helicopter. They took out 16 UAE troops in one shot. Yeah. And after that, they went back to solely mercenaries. They didn't put their own people in. But mercenaries don't fight very well.
No, that's true. That's true.
Enough.
They definitely took their army out of the front line, which is what you would do in a war like Yemen's. Because let's remember, back in Iraq, during the main US stay between 2003 to 2011, really 2003 to 2009, but the main US deployment to Iraq, you'd have instances where a whole convoy of Americans could get shot up in a day. It could happen, so even the best militaries can get sprung. However, the UAE's Air Force, it actually participates in US-led coalition air campaigns in Syria and things like this. They're a very experienced force, and their reconnaissance strike system is far superior to Saudi Arabia's, despite the fact they do not have the same kind of Air Force resources that Saudi Arabia has. It's definitely a very different culture within the UAE military. They're not to be underestimated.
Sorry.